What's up, guys? Nobleman Nick here. I seem to be the first person to have gotten this wave here, which is Gathering Storm. So I'm going to unbox some Gruts, Sivaris, and some of the Vipers and the Kyrie. I'm only going to open up one of each to make it a little shorter, but let's start with the Gruts. Because I'm actually pretty excited about the Vipers. These are also unpainted, by the way. But I'm excited about the Vipers because I actually called the fact that we were going to get them. So, alrighty. Okay. So here's the back of the box. You got your story here like always. I guess I can read it. It says, for millennia, the planet Grut was a wild, untamed wilderness, but millennia are meaningless in the battle of all time. In time, the Orcs of Grut, having harnessed the power of industry, attracted the attention of the expansionist Valkyrie Volaric. Now, those who speak ill of Volaric's regime sometimes find themselves having a difficult conversation with some chain Gruts. Their door having been smashed in by an Henri Ramasaur, those conversations either end amicably or with the revving of a chain axe. So, don't talk bad about Volaric or the dictator is gonna send in a Ramasaur rider to bust your door down and a bunch of Gruts after you. Yeah, Volaric's not really a good gal, it would seem. And there's only a few figures, obviously. You're going to want several because these are all commons, including the hero. I actually have more coming, but they were Christmas gifts, so I had them bundled a different way to get more promos. But here's the cards. As usual, they're in these little containers right now. So yeah. Since this is an unboxing, I don't think I'm going to go over the cards too much, but even though they're unpainted, the details are always pretty good. You can obviously see the blades on the chain axe, and he's got energy thing on his back there to power it up. He's just standing there. This one is also kind of just standing there, looking kind of thuggish, like they are sort of hinted at in the lore there. Sort of thuggish. Ooh. And again, that base is that new type of plastic. So as you can see by looking, they're on there really well, but also this isn't going to flex like some of those other ones did. It's actually quite sturdy. And these came out really easy out of the plastic. He's just bored waiting for his orders to come. With the prices dropping, I am a little tempted to get paint pre-painted, especially because I have a lot of painting with this G.I. Joe and these guys. And this is the one everybody's joking about. He's got the, huh? What? What do you want me to do? Look on his face. But, kind of goofy guys. Maybe you'll make somebody mad by beating him with them. Then there's this guy. This is cool. Let's take a look at Tornak in comparison. Where's Tornak? Tornak, size-wise, is actually almost identical, like exact. I mean, he's leaning a little more forward with his blade, mine at least. But pretty much the same size exactly. So that's cool. Yeah. Imagine a few Ramosaurs coming in and Tornak coming in, or they fight each other. You know what I mean? Could be cool. I like Tornak, even though he's technically not usually the best. But anyway, anywho, yeah, a lot of detail here. He'll be easy to paint and make pop out, especially when you put a wash on. Looks good, lots of detail. We like that. Alrighty. Next, we're gonna obviously save Savaris for last. We are going to get to these Kyrie and Ranox, which should have maybe 2 separate pieces of lore here. So here's the back of the box. Women of Ular, he likes his women. And the Vipers, he also likes having some Vipers in his army. Yeah. So it says, in his wellspring, poison-induced madness, the Valkyrie General Ular has grown paranoid and violent. His elite Kyrie fighting force, once reserved to guard important dignitaries, is now deployed to the edges of Ular's territory on orders to cut out anything that might pose a threat. Okay. So Ular's getting desperate and sending out his best, basically. The Vipers of Mar have a long history of using the tools of their enemies against them. The Rannoch Vipers are no different, slithering across the battlefield wielding guns looted from Mar warriors. Most who come face to face with one of these fearsome snakes find themselves unable to move, as though hypnotized by the Viper's undulations. So I'm going to open these up, compare them to other Kyrie and Vipers, and since they got Morrow guns, the Vipers, we're going to kind of compare that as well. There's their card in there. I got the right one, so that's good. I haven't had any wrong ones. But, okay. First chick here. She looks like she's just about to stab down onto somebody. Bringing the pain with those curvy blades. Pretty cool, pretty cool. They seem like a little bit smaller Kyrie, which it says they're medium 5, so they are not that big. Which is good when you're playing. You know, with their wings all over the place, like the Gallery. A lot of details there. Those feathers on these, you guys, if you put a wash on your figures, I'll show you one of the heroes here that I painted. I didn't paint, but I put a wash on. They were already painted, but for instance, here is Ziamara. Look how detailed those feathers can get. That's exactly what these are going to have. By the way, here's the squad next to the heroes. They're a bit smaller than their heroes, it looks like, which is cool. Sort of makes sense. And then we got this one. Cool little outfit and whatnot. What do they look like next to a minion? They're about the same height as far as how high their head goes. Their wings are just a little smaller, which is fine. Helps them fit places better. So that's cool. Yeah. Now the Vipers that I called a year ago, like I was like, we need Vipers with range because they'll be fast range, and we don't really have much of that even in the old stuff other than Gorillinators. So here is a Rannoch Viper looking all Cobra-y. And they got their ammo there for the Morrow guns that they're holding, which is cool. So I'm going to get a Morrow Warrior real quick and kind of show that they look like the Morrow Warrior guns. A little bit shorter than them, but same shape and whatnot. They're bigger than the Morrow Warriors. That's neat. Now I'll show you guys next to couple of kinds of Vipers. They are thick. They're definitely thick, so I was keeping that in mind before I was even going to grab these, but here is the other Vipers. They're about the same height. Exactly, actually, about. But much thicker than their quick, frenzy-loving counterpart there. And then you got the Armok Vipers, the Bonders, who are a little bit more of the fighters up front. They're still not quite as thick as these guys. About the same height, though. So yeah, you got armies where you can have the Vennak Warlord speeding these guys up, the Vennak Vipers, to swarm like crazy, move wicked fast. Then you got these guys, and these guys both with 7 move, but they can bond, so they can bond with the Vennak Warlord. And then you got your ranged unit in the Vipers. So now the Vipers have if you want a Viper army, you have a lot of options, so I like that. But anyway, that's what he looks like. And then we got one yelling a command or something. So even the unpainted, you can tell the shading is going to be good because they already kind of do that. So, yeah. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. I like it, I like it. Alright, I'll put those few guys away. And then I'll open Savaris. Let me go. Let me know what you guys think is your favorite. All right, Savaris. I got an extra one for my friend Silly Scaper right now, and I will have more if anybody is interested. There's Savaris's card. He's got that blue arrow. And if you like green, if you like Savaris, he's back. And if you like Alar has a couple new squads. And if you like green in general, Volaric has his new squads. But let me read this. I didn't read it yet, so here it is. The elf archer Savaris' reputation precedes him. Savaris' arrogance is outmatched only by his legendary skill. Enemy leaders often fall to the perfectly placed arrows before the first scouts even spot his approach. In pitched battle, he is unmatched. Some say he is a volley unto himself, like his power. So there's a blue string there. The figure doesn't have it, which is whatever. It would probably just break. But I'm thinking of putting a blue string on this guy, like a fishing line or something. I think that'd be really cool. But you can, I mean, we've already seen, but a while back, but you can see the 3 arrows he has because he has volley onto himself. And he definitely looks like classic Savaris, just new and improved. More detail, a nicer cape, nicer, darker colors, shinier armor, symbols on his armor now, and fancier helmet. And we're going to show you what the other one looks like next to him. Where's he? is. Also, the paint jobs, it's a promo, so obviously this one was pre-painted, but the paint job's also quite a bit better. I guess he had symbols before, but the paint job's quite a bit better than it was. It's shinier, the armor looks better. Before he wasn't painted on the brown parts. Now it looks like everything's painted except maybe the arrows, maybe some of that brown. But it's hard to tell the difference. So if you don't get him, I mean, you can use him unless it's like a renegade event. But yeah, I like him. I like how he turned out, and it's so obviously Savaris. He is still wearing the same clothes. Hopefully he's washed them. But anywho, that is that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm posting another one here soon, so. Alright, have a good night. If I can turn this off.